in the bottom left-hand position as the red Protoss playing for FX Open. He needs to battle his way back and win the next 2 games if he wants a shot at the I-48 title here. Let's find out if he can do it. It is BabyKnight.
Baby K.
And spawning in the top right position as the blue Zerg player representing Team Liquid.net. He's currently 2-1 up, just 1 game away from securing a spot in the finals. Let's find out if he can close it out. We have Snute Skywalker.
And if there is a map where BabyKnight has a very good chance against Snute, it's going to be Daybreak. This map has really been figured out a lot more than some of the other maps as far as how to macro, when to take bases, and every single timing. So I'm not saying that he's the big favorite, but he's definitely more familiar with this map than he will be on, for example, Aquilon Ways or Star Station.
Yeah, and familiarity with maps has the added benefit, of course, of the more you play on it, the more you know the ins and outs of your build on a particular map as well. So we know like exactly where your opponent's weak, exactly where not so bad. And you can tailor your play a lot compared to that. So we'll see if the experience here ends up playing a factor.
I remember a game actually in Lone Star Clash of BabyKnight versus Stefano, where BabyKnight was in such a great position on this map, and then Stefano ended up doing basically the only move that could win him the game, which was a flank in the middle of the map from like 4 or 3 different sides onto BabyKnight's army. BabyKnight didn't have time to force field, and he ended up losing the game. So I think BabyKnight, he's definitely very good on this map, but this is harder to swarm. As I mentioned before, Protoss versus Zerg is very different. We could see crazy things here out of Snute, some kind of Hydralis transition into Mutas. He does this a lot, actually. I met him on ladder, and he did that. He does this very well. If you see your opponent getting a couple Hydralisks, it's going to be that much harder to scout from there as a Protoss. You can send in hallucinated Phoenixes or real Phoenixes, but you're basically putting yourself at risk of losing those. So you're going to keep on trying to scout, but if you miss a Spire and then your opponent manages to make like 15 Mutas and you're not ready, you're going to be in lots of trouble. So the previous game did not really give us the opportunity to see that, as we saw a Dark Templar rush very well countered and Snute basically counter-attacking and finishing the game. But here we might see a longer game with lots of transitions from each of these players.
Oh, and once again in this game, we had BabyKnight just wait patiently in the main base to see when the drone was coming out. As soon as he saw the drone coming out, he patrol pointed around the natural, but actually Snute sent the drone directly to the third, and BabyKnight wasn't able to keep up. So the third base location has now been taken, and I think you make a really valid point, especially with the Hydralisk going into the mid-game. Hydra's, of course, a much better unit and harder to swarm. They're faster as well, and it means that a couple of them in the mid-game, they're able to high-tech. You can transition into stuff a little bit better and just generally deny scouting, which frustrates a Protoss opponent that's trying to get the right army composition.
Yes. And also on Daybreak, Forge Expand is much better than Gate Expand. First game, BabyKnight Forge Expand, he wins. Second game and third game, Gate Expand loses. He goes back to Forge Expand now, and this is going to be much better than his previous Gate openers. Although he did put some pressure and he dealt some damage, Snute always dealt well enough against these Gate openers to basically say that he got the better end of it every single time, I think.
I think the best way to put it, really, is that Snute was so in tune with what he's used to BabyKnight doing that as soon as the Mothership Core got anywhere near the base, we saw in one of the games, for example, like he's just had his queens ready to go. And as a result, the damage from those Gate openers with that early pressure just hasn't been able to do much at all.
Because Snute, he knows the timing perfectly every time he had his second queen in position. So in this game, we see very different openers. As mentioned, BabyKnight going for the Forge Expand. He's actually going to start a very quick +1 here before his Cybernetics Core even finishes. We might see a couple Gates pressure, or well, we could see a number of things actually. But Snute, for the moment, he's just going to be droning. No gases have gone down just yet. As I say that, he starts one on his third base, and one in his main, and he might do one in his natural to complete the cycle here.
Definitely the classic 3 gas there. He's actually just, he's going to be sticking with 2 for now. He's getting them just before the 6-minute mark here, and BabyKnight is going for his Mothership Core now, just getting that out of his natural expansion. Got +1 on the way, and chrono boosting Warp Gate at the moment too. So soon.
Oh, 3 more gates.
Oh, okay. So we are going to be having a little bit of a pressure push here.
Yeah, that's why I started +1 this early. But you know, this used to be the most common build by Protoss, used against Zerg, always going for the +1 Zealot timing, just to make sure the opponent does not over-drone. And most of the Zergs, they have figured out the timings of this attack, and they know how to play very well against it. And Snute, you see, he throws down his Roach Warren here at 6 40. We will see here in a second whether or not it's early enough to be able to hold. We have a probe getting in position. BabyKnight is actually chrono boosting his warp gate here. He might get a couple zealots early enough to be able to deal some damage. And he's
Five more gateways.
Yeah.
So he's going up to 6 gates now off of this +1 as well, with the Mothership Core joining his army. The forward pylon is going down at the 3rd base, and this is going to be more than just a little bit of pressure. BabyKnight is looking to do some serious damage here.
The thing is, Snute has an overload at the gases of BabyKnight's expansion, so he knows there is no gases there. He knows there is a big gate attack coming, and we have a Spinefall on the way. This Zealot is in a nice position here.
Oh, the one in the middle line wasn't attacking for a second. He now is. The drone's trying to surround, get as much damage done as he can, and the Spinecrawler is going to go down. But we have 6 more Zealots now behind this. The Mothership Core has lost all its shields. It just needs to hang on for a little. It actually has 100 energy, so potential for Time Warp Smash recall.
And roaches.
And he needs the roaches to come out very, very quickly indeed. 5 of them just grouping up, waiting to get a couple more of their mates down here before pushing it off. Can Snute hold this off? BabyKnight, he's supply block. He's at 60 and he's not starting another pylon.
Wait a second. Why are these Spore Crawlers here? I think Snute completely misread this here.
What? Those are Spore? Wow. Okay. And I don't think it's going to matter though, because BabyKnight was supply blocked. He couldn't actually get another warp in. He starts 2 pylons now, and very unfortunate there for him.
And look at BabyKnight's minerals. He has so much minerals.
No, the Spore Crawler is almost getting the Mothership Core. It's down to 2 hit points as well. And yeah, BabyKnight needs to be able to spend that. That supply block really hurt him badly.
And you know, he has no tech behind this. He's not making probes. He's not taking gas at his extension. We're going to have another engagement here. The Stalkers +1 dealing a lot of damage to the approaches. Nice time warp. Will Snute have enough here? It looks so.
Yeah, the Roach is now pushing forward. That is the only forward pylon dislocation, so once that gets sniped off, he's not going to be able to have anything else. A couple of Zealots working to try and send them back, but we have Lings flanking these Stalkers now, and I think BabyKnight is going to be forced back here. Snute will be able to take the pylon. GG! Well played, and Liquid Snute is into the finals of the ESET UK Masters here at Insomnia 40.